Hello everyone, today I will present our project for communication network course entitled BRIS, which stands for Bioclimatic Real-Time Environmental for Zone Efficiency. This project focuses on developing a low-cost, Bluetooth Low Energy-based IoT system for indoor environmental comfort assessment. Through this project, we aim to demonstrate how communication network concepts, especially low power wireless communications, can be implemented a real world communication system. This project was developed by a team of four members. The team consists of Muhammad Athhar Aulia, Jasmine Edien Arija, Heidi Falina Brilian, and Orva Linnisa Husaina. Together, we collaborated to complete this project for the communication network course. For today's presentations, I will guide you through four main sections. First, I will introduce the background and motivation behind our project. Then, we will explain two methodology, including system architecture and communication design. After that, we will discuss the experimental results and their analysis. Finally, we will conclude the presentation by summarizing the key findings of our project. Okay, let me begin with the background of this project. Study shows that humans spend nearly 90% of their time indoors, making indoors environmental quality a critical factor for health and comfort. However, conventional monitoring systems are often costly, bulky, and provide raw data without actionable interpretation. This motivates the need for smart, low-cost, and energy-efficient monitoring systems. That's why we propose BRIS, a smart comfort monitoring system that integrates bioclimatic principles with real-time IoT communications. By using Bluetooth Low Energy, our system minimizes power consumption while still enabling continuous monitoring and real-time visualization through an interactive dashboard.
Let's moving on to our theoretical framework. Our research stands on two main pillars, which is the bioclimatic charge for the standard logic and then the IoT connectivity landscape. First, let's have a look at the algae charge. Regarding the logic, we refer to always bioclimatic charge. Thermal comfort is not just about temperature, it is the correlation between temperature and humidity. Specifically for Jakarta's tropical context, we cite Santi et al., who defined the ideal comfort zone at around 26.8 degrees Celsius. Most importantly, this theory suggests a passive strategy. When conditions exceed this zone, we don't always need mechanical AC, often simply increasing air velocity if sufficient to restore comfort. This principle is the core intelligence of our device. And secondly, regarding the technology, we needed a communication protocol that is energy efficient for continuous monitoring, as shown in this graph adapted from Gomez et al. We compared various technology based on range and power consumption. While Wi-Fi top left consumes too much power and LoRa bottom right provides unnecessary range, Bluetooth Low Energy sits in the sweet spot. It offers the optimal balance, which is ultra low power consumption for battery longevity while sufficient range for indoor environment. In summary, Algae provides the logic for comforts while the BLE provides the most efficient means to deliver it.
Let me start with a simple question. How do you know if a room is truly comfortable? Is it just about temperature or is there more to it? To answer that, let me introduce you to Breeze. This is not just a thermometer, it is an advanced IoT smart comfort monitor. What makes Breeze unique is that it integrates Algae bioclimatic logic. Instead of just giving you wrong numbers, it actively diagnoses thermal conditions to tell you exactly how the environment feels. The core innovation here lies in our connectivity. We utilize the ESP32 powered by Bluetooth Low Energy or BLE, which is BLE specifically because it allows for ultra-low power consumption while maintaining a robust real-time wireless connection to transmit data. So with BRIS, we combine intelligent diagnostics with efficient connectivity to optimize indoor environmental quality cost effectively. Now, let's look under the hood. How do we build such a system? As the heart of our system, we have the ESP32 room. We selected this because of its dual-core processor and, as I mentioned it, its excellent Bluetooth capabilities. Surrounding the brain, we have our sensory organs. The first one is the DHT11 sensor. This monitors temperature and humidity levels. And the second one, the MQ135 sensor. This is crucial for air quality, detecting gases like ammonia and carbon dioxide. And the third one, the LCD 16 multiple 2 with an I2C module. This allows us to display real-time data directly on the device with minimal wiring complexity. So every component here was chosen to balance high performance with affordability. Okay, let's see how this all connects. This is the wiring diagram of brace. To make the assembly clear and reproducible, we have listed the exact connections in the pin mapping table as you can see on the right. Let me highlight the key connections shown there. First, the display. As shown in the table, the LCD uses an I2C module connected to GPIO 21 for SDA and 22 for SEL. This drastic reduction in wiring prevents signal clutter. And the second, the air quality. The MQ135 is routed to GPIO 34. We selected this specific pin because, as noted, it is an ADC-capable pin required for analog signals. And the third, the temperature sensor. The DHT11 uses a single digital wire mapped to GPIO 23. Once the SP32 processes this data, it acts as a GATT server, broadcasting the information via BLE to the laptop dashboard, which function as the GATT. Moving on to our system communication architecture, this diagram visualizes how Brace bridges the physical world with the digital interface using a unified Bluetooth Low Energy or BLE flow. The process begins on the level data acquisition. As shown in the diagram, the SP32 collects two types of signals, a digital signal from the DHT11 and an analog signal from the MQ135. However, in the context of BLE, the SP32 acts as more than just a processor. It operates as a GATT or Generic Attribute Profile Server. We programmed the ESP32 to define a custom service containing specific characteristics for temperature, humidity, and gas levels or air quality. Now, pay attention to the connection error. This is where the core innovation lies. Instead of using a traditional polling method where the laptop constantly asks for data and creates traffic, we configured the system with the notify property. This allows the ESP32 to automatically push updates the moment new measurements are processed. To ensure compatibility, these data packets are encoded as UTF-8 strings, making them lightweight and ready for web processing. And finally, on the receiving end, the laptop functions as the GATT client. Of course, we utilize the Web Bluetooth API to build the dashboard. And how the handshake works is the first one, the dashboard scans specifically for the device named ESP32 underscore monitor. And the second, once connected, it executes the start notification method to subscribe to the data streams. So this event-driven architecture means Breeze is completely cloud independent. It provides a secure, low latency, and offline monitoring experience directly through the browser.
Okay, now let's have a look at the process flow chart. The bridge system operates on a hierarchical logic, which first we implement a safety gate. The system prioritizes reading from the MQ135 sensor. If hazardous gas is detected, which is the above threshold about 1000 ppm, the system immediately overrides the comfort analysis and then triggers a poor air quality warning to ensure user safety. Only when the air is declared safe does the system proceed to the stage we call algorithmically processing. Here, the temperature and humidity data from the DHT11 are mapped onto algae bioclimatic charge. If the room conditions are detected as humid or sultry, falling outside of the specific comfort zone, which is roughly 27 degrees Celsius, the system intelligently prescribes need air movement. This then ensures that the advice provided is always relevant, which is first prioritizing safety first and then followed by thermal comfort.
So, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our result and discussion, let's first look at the interface of our system, the Smart Environment Dashboard. As you can see on the screen, we have designed a user-friendly interface that focuses on three key capabilities. First is live data acquisition. The dashboard visualizes real-time data transmitted by Bluetooth Low Energy. In this example, you can see the current temperature at 30.8 degrees Celsius and the humidity at 74% and the air quality at 612 ppm. And the second is diagnostic color coding. To make it intuitive, we use color indicators like orange, blue, and red. This allows user to instantly assess whether the environment is safe or uncomfortable without needing to analyze complex numbers. And the third is parameter isolation. The system is smart enough to identify the specific source of discomfort. As shown in the current diagnostic box, it successfully flagged high humidity about 74% as the critical factor, distinguishing it from dry heat. And finally, the historical tracking. At the bottom, we include time series charts. This is crucial for long-term analysis to understand environmental trend over time. Now let's dive deeper into the data interpretation to validate our sensor performance. Here we present the data collected by the MQ135 gas sensor as well as the temperature and humidity sensors. Regarding air quality on the top graph, the MQ135 sensor demonstrates a clearer stabilization phase. You can see the resistance decrease over time as the sensor warm up. This continuous tracking is critical for our safety gate logic to accurately detect sudden pollution spikes. Regarding temperatures, on the middle graph, we simulate the heating event to test responsiveness. The system successfully captured a distinct temperature spike, rising sharply from roughly 29 degrees Celsius to 33 degrees Celsius. This is significant because it validates that our device can detect when the room crosses the 26.8 degrees Celsius comfort threshold and trigger the necessary alerts. And regarding humidity, on the bottom graph, interestingly, the humidity sensor showed an inverse correlation during the temperature spike. This confirms that our device isn't just reading static values, but is capable to monitoring dynamic psychometric change in a real time. Finally, we arrive to our conclusion and recommendation. To conclude our study, we have successfully demonstrated that the smart comfort monitoring is a cost-effective and accessible solution for assessing indoor environment quality. And for the performance wise, the integration of the ASP32 with the HT11 and MQ135 sensors proved to be reliable and energy efficient. And for the connectivity, usage of BLE ensured for latency transmission, making it perfect for continuous monitoring without relying on Wi-Fi. Now for the diagnostic value, most importantly, the device effectively identifies environmental issues such as thermal discomfort. And moving forward, we recommend you first automation integration. In the future, iteration should connect this system to HVAC control for active regulation. And the second, enhanced precision. We suggest to using multi-sensor fusion to further improve accuracy. And the last is scalability. This design serves as a strong foundation for more advanced intelligent assessment tools. So I would like to end this presentation with a quote from Steve Jobs. He said that innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. We believe this system is an opportunity to change how we perceive and manage our indoor comfort. And this is the reference that we use. That's all for us, and thank you for your attention.